Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to look at the brand new limited edition holiday palette, and it is a holiday palette from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Holiday Face. We have a lot to do, so glad to have you here. Don't forget that you can still follow me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. But here on YouTube, we are very busy today. As I said, this is the Patrick Ta Major Holiday Face Palette. It is limited edition, and it is $65. It contains 2 brand new blush duos, brand new, and 4 brand new eyeshadow shades. And like I said, this is a party in a palette. This is making no bones about the sparkle. Lots of sparkle here, lots of good stuff to see. I have linked this and all the other shades. We're going to do a lot of comparisons, and I have linked it all down below in the description bar so you can do some holiday present shopping or pick up something for yourself, and also check out the link there to join our members only area for $4.99 a month. And weekly gossipy, quite gossipy, too gossipy, never too gossipy, lives. We would love to see you there. Okay, I am looking super, super pink. I guess Patrick Ta's brand calls it fuchsia. It's pink, you know? And we have had a lot of pink this past Barbie summer. So some of you might be like, oh, but maybe I can win you over. This is definitely a party in a palette, $65. We have here, you guys know what I'm going to say because I get excited. This is the Ta flap, and that is the flap in all Patrick Ta palettes that separates the cream from the powder so they do not accidentally intermix. Now, I have said this so many times, I know till I'm blue in the face. I realize others use it. Natasha Denona maybe even used it first, but Denona flap doesn't have a good ring to it. So I do call it the Ta flap, and I will continue to until Patrick Ta himself does me the grace of using it. I would like to hear him use it, and then I will know that I can put away my Ta flap references forever, or certainly for 10 minutes. So this does have a Ta flap that I will pull up so that you can see this better. Again, these are all new shades. So we have a powder and a cream shade, 2 powder and 2 creams. They can go together or you can intermix them. And that is, we're going to talk a lot about these blushes. This is giving I Need Her and giving main character, talk about main character. And then these 4 glittery eyeshadow shades, all of them for $65. And we are going to do a demo and lots of comparisons because we're going to talk about the Patrick Ta cream over powder technique, which I think is a beautiful one. Now, these are certainly some glittery eyeshadows, and in the demo, stick around because I'm going to tell you how to make them work. As you notice, I have hooded eyes, but I'm still able to pull off this all glitter look for a specific, because of a specific thing I'm going to do. So stick around for that. I also have a lot of comparisons with a lot of pinks, and we got to talk about another famous person. I don't usually cross brand in intro videos, but this time we're going to have to look at Charlotte Tilbury too. Okay, so let's do some swatches, shall we, in a few different lightings. I have 3 different lightings this time, actually. So first of all, in studio lighting, here is the Patrick Ta Major Holiday Face Palette, limited edition, in studio lighting, laid out exactly as it is in the pans of the palette. So the 2 blushes on the left, and then the 4 eyeshadow shades, and the blush is just as it is in the pan, cream over powder. But you know, this is so sparkly it can get lost. This is something that will absolutely benefit from going outside into the warm California sunshine. Almost 100 degrees here this week, certainly in the 90s. Oh my goodness, where is autumn? Where is autumn? So take a look at those shades out there. I tried to get into the shade for you to better see the shades. They are very, very pretty. Now, we have to compare this first. Before we start talking about Charlotte Tilbury, I told you we're busy. We have to first compare this to some other pinks that Patrick Ta has done. We would definitely be remiss if we didn't, including She's Giving. Look at how pink She's Giving is. I had to lift up the Ta flap. See, there's She's Giving. And then if you could pay special attention to the pink all the way on this side, let me clack it there. That is Giving Flirty. And then, of course, She's a Doll. In the first one, this was the first blush palette. She's a Doll. I think that these shades, if I do recall, were also released individually, but that is the She's a Doll shade. What I have done here in studio lighting is I left those swatches on my arm, and then I have put them, I'll narrate here what you're seeing. Let me put it up on the screen. You are seeing the palette as I already had it, and then underneath it, just in quick swatches, I did She's Giving, followed by Giving Flirty, followed by She's a Doll, and it goes cream powder. So cream powder, She's Giving, cream powder, Giving Flirty, you get it. She's a Doll. So these are more on the pink and fuchsia, as the brand calls it, side. At this point, Patrick Ta does a lot of pink. He really does. And if you are all pinked out from this summer, you might be like, I'm out. But here's where we need to have a chat, because I couldn't help but think of the Charlotte Tilbury Beautyverse. She grounded us with some matte eyeshadow shades, but she went with a lot of sparkle. And her sparkle is a little smoother, a little more shimmer, and a little less glitter. Patrick Ta is unabashedly glitter, just unabashedly glitter. So here's what I want to do. I want to show you, I walked into an area of my home here that has really intense kind of natural lighting, and I have both the natural bathroom light on, meant to mimic sunshine, and the sunshine coming in. So here's what I want to show you. We have Patrick Ta, all 4 eyeshadows in a line on top, and then the 5 Charlotte Tilbury underneath it, going all the way out to my wrist, because I forgot she had 5. I don't know what I was thinking. And as you see, Patrick Ta's are a little bit more, I built up the Charlotte's a bit, and you could keep building, but the Charlotte Tilbury is softer and a little bit creamier. It's not cream, I don't mean that, but just kind of feels a little bit more like satiny, cornflowery a little bit. And the Patrick Ta are definitely a little bit rougher. Nothing that's going to get in your eye and cause any sort of irritation. They don't flake, there's no chunks of glitter. Like, look right here, if I were to put my finger in this, it's really smooth, but it's just a lot more kind of duochrome and wilder, a little bit more youthful maybe. When Charlotte Tilbury did hers, I side-eyed it, and I still am. It's very pretty. It doesn't feel Charlotte Tilbury to me, which is terribly unfair of me, because why can't she change too? Plus, there's no Ta flap. Where's her Ta flap? But with Patrick Ta, it feels really on brand. And really fun. This palette is like holiday fun. This palette is like I've been talking about popping champagne. This is like popping a champagne cork. This is like giving your friend a kiss on the cheek. This is like mistletoe. This is New Year's Eve. Very young, very fun, youthful in spirit. Doesn't mean that you have to be a certain age to wear it. And you know, I say chunky, but I mean, it really is quite soft. It's not like I'm getting cut by glitter particles in here, but they're just a little bit more intense and a little bit wilder. And I accept it from Patrick Ta more, and that may be too critical of me. And if you think so, definitely talk to me down below. I can have my mind changed. I'm just putting it out there for discussion. What I want to do now is I have evened out my look. I'm wearing a conglomeration of this entire brand new holiday palette. But I want to go down below and do maybe 2 different eye looks, play around, 2 cheek looks, intensify it a bit. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the eyeshadow to make it a little bit more workable for me and my hooded eyes. If there are comparisons that you still need, just go ahead and drop a line below or over on Instagram. I do comparisons on Instagram, as you guys probably know, all the time. So if you need anything like that, well, just give a holler and I will make sure that I put that up. If you have any other comparisons that you would like to see, okay? Just ask. Let's go to the demo right now. Okay, I'm really excited to dig into this palette. I want to do the cheeks first, and you guessed probably correctly, since we have 2 cheeks and 2 cheek shades, I'll just do 1 and 1, and we'll have to look just a little bit uneven, okay? I could, if I were daring, I would love to, but it's not going to be the look I want, to use one of the eye shades as a highlight, but they are intensely glittery, and that might be very pretty on some, but to me it's going to get a bit costumey, so I'm not going to, but I mean, there's nothing to stop you if you like that. Okay, so we're going to do 1 cheek with giving I Need Her, and 1 cheek with giving main character. No wonder that's called main character. Basically, it's very demure and very powerful, and so we're going to to be fairly mismatched. Now, a lot of people tell me to do one cheek light and one cheek darker. No, I'm just going to slowly build it up, nothing out of control, but I really want you to see the look. Now, if you are looking at the brushes that I'm using, they might have some peak on them already because I had to take off my makeup and refilm. I filmed the whole cheek thing already with the camera off. So if it looks like I have dirty brushes, they're not. I just kind of unfilmed this already. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and try it. Now remember, Patrick Ta does a cream over powder look. Most people do powder first so that the cream on top sticks to it, but Patrick Ta introduced us to a whole new way of doing things, and it's really great. So we are going to take a fluffy brush. I am purposely using fluffy brushes here, and we are going to go into Giving I Need Her, and I'm just going to gently put it over there, a little overdone, but you won't really be able to tell because this shade is very, very gentle. Now I have done my face with the, and you'll see it in the description bar, with the Patrick Ta foundation. It's been so long since I've experimented with that, and I am really enjoying it. Isn't that pretty? That is just the powder. Let's overdo it a little bit more. I would probably wear it that way outside. It's really slightly bold, but I like it. We're going to overdo it a little bit where it's going to get a little bit too bubblegum for my complexion. And that doesn't work for me, but it might work for you. And there it is, very, very overdone, where I would not wear it that way outside. And if you're saying that it still seems kind of gentle to you, that is because the shade is indeed a very gentle shade. Now I have two Merit brushes here. They work really, really well for cream products because they are synthetic. And so I brought two over, and I am going to first go in with the cream portion of Giving I Need Her, and just kind of show you. That does darken it a lot and make it a bit more bold because it is for those of you with fair skin, especially cooler tones, you will love this. And for those of you with deeper complexions, you will need to build it, but it does build. Look at how pretty that is. For Patrick Ta, that is a very gentle look. Very gentle. I mean, I'm over applying it, and I bet you can't quite tell on camera. Okay, now you're not going to have that issue with giving main character. You're going to be able to see this one no matter how much I knock off the brush. Now I am using a very fluffy brush to do this. Why? Because I don't want it to be too powerful of a look. If you go in with a dense brush, you are a better person than me, or certainly a braver person than I am. Because you're gonna know it. So if you wear this and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't go out in public at all, try a fluffier brush, not as dense with the bristle placement. Now I am purposefully overdoing this just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like, but it's out there. Okay, so there it is, way, way, way over applied, but you get the idea. And I'm taking my other Merit brush. Again, looks dirty, but I filmed this already, unfilmed this already. Okay, ready? Here we go, over the top. Woo! That is not a tutorial application. Please know, I'm just showing you the shade. And we are terribly mismatched, of course, between this cheek and this one. This being Giving Main Character, and it is very main character, and this being Giving I Need Her. I am much more of an I Need Her girl than a main character girl. But if you like pink, or as Patrick Ta says, fuchsia, you would be set. Now, once again, as I told you, you could, if you wanted to, do some sort of a highlight with these, but you're going to be awfully glittery, and we're already mismatched. So let's do an eye look, shall we? I'm going to put down that Ta flap right there. Ta flap. And let's do something on these eyes, okay? In fact, let's do two different looks. Let's take this fluffy old Sonia G brush, and I got an idea. I just came up with something. So I'm putting this onto the eyelid, this shade right here, onto the lid, and that's beautiful. And I already have mascara on, and it's beautiful. But I'm going to do something here that a lot of you who are very perceptive are going to comment on in the comment section. So let me tell you what it is. I am going to ground the look with a matte that I'm going to steal from the powder eyeshadow side. So you're going to say to me, I'm going to use this one, guys, same brush. You're going to say, oh, Rebecca, 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 Rebecca. Online, it says that the cheek shades are not safe for eye use. Who was about to comment that? I know. This comes up time and time again. I'm going to go under with it. See how that grounded the look? This comes up time and time again. A little bit more of this. This is the FDA regulation that this could stain the skin. This could cause allergies. They have not proven that any allergies can be caused by any sort of pigment versus shadow. They're all the same. You're allergic to what you're allergic to. There are many countries in Europe that have already lifted that, but the United States is very big, so they have to say don't put this on your eyes at your own risk, and I am willing to risk it. So there is a whole pink eye, not the affliction, but the color, the good kind of pink eye, and I think that's really pretty. I feel I needed that matte shade to ground it, and I am apparently quite the risk taker. Okay, how about this one? Let's use this one in this eye, and let's go in here. I'm going to do this matte shade first. Okay. All right, and I'm going to do this one right here. I like that. Let's see. See, can you imagine that on my cheeks? I mean, you might be gorgeous like that, but for me, that's a bit much. And I feel I do need the matte shade to ground it. I really do. And of course there's gold here, you guys. You can do the same look with the gold shade. Pardon my mismatched cheeks, but you get the idea. It's very pink. I know he says fuchsia, but let's say it's very, very pink. Look, from Patrick Ta, I see the whole line is so youthful and so fun that I'm okay with it. I will say that Charlotte Tilbury does it in a more understated way, but I'm really having fun with the Patrick Ta. Like, I don't even think he makes any bones about it. He's like, this is glitter, this is holidays, this is limited edition, this is fun, this screams party. Like, this is put a party hat on, and you know, this is fun, it's unadulterated, it's youthful, and I feel it's fitting to his brand. Whereas the Charlotte Tilbury one I like, but I'm still kind of giving the side eye to. So we can talk about that in comments. In fact, I would love to talk about that in comments. Why? You know, but look at these glitter eyes. They're really fun, and I am, I guess, a risk taker with the matte in there. But I need to know what you guys think. I mean, this is what makes us a community. Tell me, why am I, and what is your opinion, more accepting of this from Patrick Ta than I was from Charlotte Tilbury? Although I do like the Charlotte Tilbury palette very, very much. And she's coming out with another one, actually, a little different shades. This is just pretty and fun, but you gotta like pink. I know he says fuchsia, but let's face it, pink. Got the Ta flap in action. Maybe could have used one over those, I don't know. The more Ta flaps, the better. Let me know down below. It's what makes us a community. And don't forget to like this video and share and subscribe. And I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.